and welcome to InTouch, a public affairs show dedicated to improving the lives of Susquehanna Valley residents. I'm Freddie Hammer, News Director at Backyard Broadcasting. This week on InTouch, we'll spend some time with some of the wonderful volunteers and coordinators of the local arm of Giving Tuesday, which is defined on givingtuesday.org as a global generosity movement, unleashing the power of people and organizations to transform their communities. Giving Tuesday was created in 2012 as a simple idea, a day that encourages people to do good. And over the past 7 years since Giving Tuesday was brought about, this idea has grown into a global movement that inspires hundreds of millions of people to give, collaborate, and celebrate generosity. Well, one of the best ways to get involved is to give back in your own community. And when we donate our time and talents to the United Way of Lycoming County, they work hard to make sure funds go where they are needed. Today, we'll recap a few of the many visits we had this week at Backyard Broadcasting with members of the nonprofit organizations who are supported by the United Way, as well as members of the organization's board of directors who continue to inspire us to help others every day of the year here in our community. Ken Sawyer is a member of the United Way board of directors, and he was here this week to kick off our Giving Tuesday Radiothon. Hi, Ken.
Hey, Freddie, how you doing?
Really nice to see you. I'm doing great. How about you?
Great.
You feeling good on Giving Tuesday?
Absolutely. We're going to raise a bunch of money today with your help.
You're the umbrella, really, of a lot of nonprofits in Lycoming County.
We end up serving about 70,000 people annually through our 30-plus, almost 40 agencies in Lycoming County primarily, but a few years ago we also brought in Sullivan and Tioga counties to be able to help them with fundraising. So it's an opportunity to help people. It's an opportunity to change people's lives. So often people complain that this needs to be done or that needs, that they don't know how to go about it. Well, one of the ways to go about it is to give to Lycoming County United Way, because with our program partners and our outreach partners, we can combine to cover a wide range of resources from infants all the way up to senior citizens and pretty much anything you can think of in between. It could be feeding people. It could be victims of domestic violence. It could be victims of sexual abuse. There's a wide range of things that our agencies do, and they do it because people give money to us every year, and we have a volunteer base that then examines how that money is used to assure the public that the money is going to be used the way it's supposed to be used. So we have a whole group of folks, not our board of directors, who go back and say, okay, what have you done with the money? How have you used it? And what are your plans for next year? You know, you've got the whole community. That's why we call it Live United.
Right.
We started in 1922. And since 1980, every year, the public's been good enough to entrust us with over $1 million each year. I often tell people, if you want to make a difference in life, and maybe you're not sure how to do it, you're busy, you've got a lot of things going on in your life. Well, we have folks who know how to use that money and use it efficiently and make sure it goes where it needs to be used. And we're constantly reviewing that. Every year, we have some big things we're working on right now for our 100th anniversary in a couple of years. And I think people are going to see we're going to continue to be good stewards.
Well, we want to support you as much as we can. Ken Sawyer, board member and volunteer for the United Way, all volunteers over there.
Oh, ton of volunteers. We do have a staff of 5 people helping people. So many of the people in our community work really hard, and they don't always qualify for some of the government programs that are there because they're trying to improve themselves. I'll tell you a quick story.
Sure.
We had a lady that went to one of our programs, and she did not have a high school diploma. She worked hard. She was a working mother. She got her GED. She was able to go to Penn College and get a degree and get a full-time job and support her family. So just that little bit changed her whole life and the life of her children.
Wonderful. That's the kind of stories we love to hear from the United Way.
Thank you.
We want you to go online if you'd like to help out, Lycoming County United Way, lcuw.org, or text Live United to 50155. Thanks, Ken Sawyer.
Thank you.
Corrine Stammel-Demeen is the Lycoming County United Way's newest Resource and Development Manager. She's out on the front line, seeking the resources needed to keep local programs going.
Yeah, so at the United Way, what we do is we fund programs. We don't fund agencies. So there's many programs in our Tri-County area that wouldn't exist without our funding.
And you go forward and we fund these programs that come up as you get requests for them.
Yes. Last year, we raised about $1.2 million to help fund programs.
Now let's hear from the representatives from some of those programs supported by the United Way of Lycoming County. First, Emily Gale was here this week, representing STEP AmeriCorps.
STEP AmeriCorps is a volunteer program through the Corporation of National Service, and our members serve. They don't work. They serve in nonprofit organizations or programs. So what we do is we also help with volunteerism. Part of our mission is to generate volunteers for organizations. So we volunteer with projects that United Way funds.
Thanks to the United Way, lots of these programs funded. And today we're talking with Julie Mansfield from Nurse Family Partnership. Hi, Julie.
Good afternoon. I guess it is. The day's running away from me.
It's definitely going further and further. And we're going to come down to dinner time eventually. But before that, we want to talk about how we can give back to our community.
Absolutely. Well, Nurse Family Partnership is a evidence-based home visitation program that is free to income-eligible first-time moms.
Okay.
So we enroll them before they're 28 weeks pregnant. We pair them up with a registered nurse that follows them through their pregnancy up until the child is 2 years old.
What an important factor for babies having a head start.
Yeah. 0 to 3 is the most important time for brain development. If we can help women give their children a better start in life, you know, what better gift?
Absolutely. Now, when you apply to the United Way for these program funds, how many years has the Lycoming County United Way helped you?
We have been a program partner of United Way for 13 years.
Wonderful.
And we wouldn't be here without their support. They believe in what we do as much as we do. So their contribution really offsets our costs. We are grant funded through the state.
Okay.
And it's level funded. So we get the same amount for the past 5 years.
I see.
I believe. Yeah. So if we didn't have the United Way support, we wouldn't be able to maybe have one of our registered nurses, which would impact 25 clients, 25 families that wouldn't get this.
The United Way funds programs at the YMCA of Jersey Shore.
Yeah, we have lots of different programs going on. We have our free after-school program for the Brick House. We have our joint replacement program. We have Live Strong. Our cancer survivor program, we have programs for veterans. We have so many things going on, and there's lots of things to donate to. Probably one of my favorite things is our after-school program for teenagers. It's just so cool to see them come in as 6th graders and then just kind of grow up, and we have some 10th, 11th graders that have really just matured through the program, and the opportunities that they've been given through the YMCA to mature. It's just so great to see them.
Well, I hope our community can support the YMCA in Jersey Shore for sure for Giving Tuesday, because we want to be able to help these kids grow up and feel good about themselves. And we're certainly grateful to the United Way of Lycoming County for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Patty Jackson, working at UPMC Susquehanna as a board member for the Lycoming County United Way, you get to see a lot of the good stories that come through in the funding that you provide.
Absolutely. I've been a board member here at the Lycoming County United Way for about 2 years, and it's really great to be part of an organization that meets so many critical needs in our community. Very passionate about being good neighbors and being thoughtful about the approach. And the United Way really makes good use of the funds that are given to them to make sure that we're meeting very specific needs.
And thanks to Giving Tuesday, many of these needs can be met.
And it's really exciting to do the follow-up with United Way, talking this morning with Melissa McHale. She is the Resource Development Manager, and Brittany Fisher, Vice President for Community Impact, as well as Ron Frick, who's the President of the United Way of Lycoming County. Good morning to each of you.
Good morning.
I wanted to talk with you, Melissa, because Mr. Frick told me that you had this as your baby as far as Giving Tuesday goes. How do you think it went in a follow-up?
I think it went very well. Everything worked out perfectly. We did photos of volunteers, board members, all taking photos of why they give, and we wanted to put a spin on it besides giving your financial resources, to give your time, give your energy, passion, love, everything.
That's certainly what the United Way encompasses, as you act as more of an umbrella for a lot of the nonprofits in Lycoming County, right, Melissa?
Absolutely, yes.
Well, Corrine Demeen and Melissa McHale split the duties as resource development managers. Brittany, how do you see those roles both ladies hold as complementing each other?
Oh, I definitely think that each of them have unique strengths that really offer a variety of resources for our internal side of things. Specifically with this event, Melissa's approach to showcasing to the community by way of our supporters why they feel that they're passionate for giving just helps us increase that volunteer excitement and engagement level, and then creates more donors in the long run.
What do you think next year is going to hold for you? Can you move forward and say, maybe we could double it? Is that always the goal? Let's double what we did.
Well, of course it is. I mean, money is what drives us. Of course, we need it to continue to make the impact that we're able to do, and then some. We want our programs that we're supporting to be as successful as possible and help as many in need as they can. And we can only do that if we continue to raise more funds. But definitely it's exciting when you know that you're getting people behind the mission and understanding why the investment is so important and why it's critical that they might feel compelled to do so.
Do you have any kind of unofficial numbers of how maybe Giving Tuesday came in last week? I know that it's a nationwide, international event.
Yeah, so Freddie, this is Ron. We're down a little bit from where we were last year, but we had a very big contribution last year from one of our local corporate donors that was really the difference between last year's giving level and this year's giving level. But as Brittany and Melissa both reiterated, we really, the goal this year was to talk to people about giving in many ways. So giving in terms of volunteering, giving in terms of advocating on behalf of the United Way, and then obviously giving their financial resources. So it really wasn't about the numbers for us this year. It was really just about continuing to talk to the community about the good work that the United Way is doing with our partners.
Well, I think you really inspired a lot of people. Obviously, with our radiothon this week at Backyard Broadcasting, we were able to touch some folks and hopefully get a lot of people involved with the United Way. If you have folks that are looking to volunteer or put their spirits and passion into this, how can we get in touch with you, Ron?
So if you just call the United Way office at 570-323-9448, or you can visit our website. There's some opportunities where you can click on volunteer opportunities. That information will feed back to us here at the United Way, and then Brittany or one of our staff members will be in touch with those folks who want to get involved.
Speaking with Ron Frick, president of the Lycoming County United Way, as well as Brittany Fisher, vice president for community impact, and Melissa McHale, resource development manager, along with Corrine Demeen, we're so grateful for you and all the work that you do for Lycoming County and the folks that really need us most.
And thank you, Freddie, for the support, from really the entire media group, but more specifically, the work that Backyard Broadcasting continues to do for us year after year.
Well, I'm looking forward to next year. Can't wait.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Freddie.
InTouch is locally produced in our studios at 1685 4 Mile Drive in Williamsport. To get in touch with us regarding questions, comments, or topic ideas, call weekdays between 8 and 5, 570-323-8200. You can also write to us at 1685 4 Mile Drive in Williamsport, PA, 17701. Attention Freddie Hammer. Or email me at fhammer@backyardbroadcasting.com. Thanks for listening to InTouch, a production of Backyard Broadcasting.